Hello Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading for the month of August. I hope these messages resonate for you and that you find them helpful in the month ahead. Let's get started. Gemini, what energies surround you for the month of August? Oh, strength. Bit of Leo energy, a bit of fire sign. Let's have a little look here. Now this Angel Wisdom card is going to be your overall energy for the month. And then the Universal Waite is going to give us an idea of a breakdown for each week. Lots of major arcana, wow. Nice reading. Limiting beliefs, Gemini. I think with all your other cards, I think that's something you've probably overcome, and it really shows, or it's going to show, or maybe there'll be something this month that'll make you realize what your limiting beliefs are, and you'll be able to change it and get real results. I like the freedom here with the horse spirit very much. Makes me think of the Fool card, that freedom of a new beginning and setting off. Oh, I'm really looking forward to getting into this reading for you, Gemini. It's so interesting, and it looks wonderful. And positivity, beautiful. Okay, Gemini, let me just tune into this month's energy. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it feels like the energy feels really good. It feels just so positive. Just gonna just so that you can get a bit more. Sorry, Gemini, I'm just going to quickly adjust things. I just think it's a bit blurry. There you go. I hope that's better. Okay. So Gemini, we start off with the Strength card, and strength is, so this one is your overall energy for the month. The card says personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you knew. Strength is actually a beautiful card to have as an overall energy for your month ahead, because strength, to me in this reading, whatever you do, you're going to have the courage, you're going to have the strength to go through with it, to make really good decisions, and to push through if you've got limiting beliefs, or you know, if you might be struggling with positive thoughts and things like that. This is showing that you're actually going to realize what needs to change, and it might not be anything outside of you. It just might be your energy or your perception of things that might need to change, and you're going to have the courage and the strength to look within you and see what needs to be tweaked a little bit, just so that you're in a better place. And I love how this says personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, because that's something I find that when we begin to awaken and we start to set boundaries, and we start to realize our worth, sometimes we can actually go to the other extreme, and where maybe we like to please people and we like to say yes, and maybe we felt we got walked on a little bit. When we awaken and we set our boundaries and we see our worth, sometimes we swing the other way and we become a little hard, we become a little tough and a little bit, instead of just putting up boundaries, we block, we push people away, we push against people. And maybe we become a little less kind, which is an odd way to think about it, because you think when you start your awakening, you actually become kinder. But I think while we're learning to not get walked all over and learning what and where our boundaries, our own boundaries are, sometimes, you know, while we're trying to find that balance, we do swing from side to side. So sometimes we are just a little bit too firm. We show our power a little bit too direct or too harshly. And I feel that you won't be, or if you're in that stage, you'll become aware of it, or you'll be able to show your power. You'll be able to say yes or no, and you'll be able to be assertive, but there'll be kindness, and there'll be, you'll be aware of how you act and how it impacts others. And I think that's going to be a good thing, because looking at your weeks ahead, it's almost like you're going from this, the hermit, probably having withdrawn a little bit, out to the Fool, which is the leap into the unknown. It's the moving forward, it's the getting back out there. And I find that you're going to do that in a really beautiful way. So with the Hermit, I see he's got the star in his lantern. He's gone through his healing, and so I'm saying he, but it's she, he. There's no gender. And the Hermit has gone through his healing. He's done his inner work. And with the Hermit, and because we've got the Fool here, in week 1, I think, Gemini, you might struggle a little bit with coming out of the Hermit mode. Because depending how long you've been in this Hermit phase, and sometimes when we are awakening, when we're doing the inner work, sometimes we do have to retreat from the world. We need more peace. We need more quiet time. And it may seem strange at first, and you might kind of push yourself to go out and to socialize, and eventually that'll become harder and harder as you need more and more time alone. And especially for you, Gemini, you know, you're a social bunch. You love communicating and things like that. So I'd imagine going into the Hermit mode would not have been easy for you. And I think in the first week of August, I feel there'll be a group of you going into the Hermit mode, and I'll feel there'll be a group of you coming out of the Hermit mode. And then these following cards will read a little bit differently for the two groups, but I'm feeling those two groups quite strongly, so I am going to read the following cards for both groups. So one group, you're going to be heading into the Hermit mode, and one group, the card's saying it's time to come out of your Hermit mode. But the Hermit is beautiful. He's got the star in his lantern, and that's the healing journey. That's your inner work journey. And then in week 2, we have the Lovers. So for those of you that have been in the Hermit mode, I believe week 2 is going to help you come out of that. So you're going to meet people. There'll be conversations. You'll be talking to different people. You might meet somebody special, and that can be romantic. That can be in the work, in your job. That can be a mentor, just somebody that you connect with, and they will help bring you out of the hermit mode or make you realize that you have learned so much and now it's time to bring it into the world. And that's generally what we do when we're awakening. We kind of retreat a bit, do the inner work, then come back out into the world and implement it. Because if we stay in the hermit mode, it's easy to not be triggered when you're not surrounded by people. It's easy to, stay in that, I want to say, Zen mode, because you don't have people around you that are going to be pulling you out of it by their energies or by their chatter. And, life has a way of pulling us out of that. But when we can do the inner work and then take it out into the world, that's when we truly apply what we've learned. And that's when it can be quite difficult, because it's so easy to get caught back up in the drama and, just the day-to-day bits of life. But I believe that with the Lovers being here, somebody's going to come and help you come out of it. So it'll be a new friend, or maybe you're reconnecting with friends that maybe you've let fall away because you've been in this hermit mode. For those of you going into the hermit mode, then with the Lovers, I see that it's self-love that you're discovering. This is you and your inner self. So you are going to work on basically how you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself. So if this scenario suits you a little bit better, be patient with yourself. Because sometimes when we go into this place, especially when we're being called to see, because when we look at how to learn to love ourselves, that is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And because that makes up all of us. So sometimes there are moments where we feel bad about ourselves because we look at things that if we could go back and redo, we would do differently, or we look at things that we wish we hadn't have said that, or we realize, oh, that was actually really nasty, or I didn't handle that very well. And it's good to notice these things, because then it makes us realize, well, I'm not that person. I don't want to do that anymore. It makes us understand, and it teaches us our triggers as well. So forgiveness is going to be a big part of week 2, Gemini, if you're going into this hermit mode. But it's beautiful. I don't feel excessive sadness, or I don't feel there's going to be heavy energy. It feels like you're ready for this, and it doesn't really matter whether you're going into the hermit mode or coming out of the hermit mode. There'll be the little challenges that you're going to come across, but I feel that whichever situation you're in, you're going to be ready for it. And in week 3, the 9 of Pentacles tells me that you're ready for this, because this is my card of independence. This is my card of you're doing it your way, not at the expense of others. This has got nothing to do with others. This is you and how you choose to live your life, how you choose to perceive the things that go on around you. And pentacles generally signify money or earthly possessions, or the earth realm. So you're going to be applying this to practical everyday kind of life, and that's especially if you're coming out of the hermit zone. You're going to be taking everything that you've learned about yourself, all the healing work you've done, and you're going to make things grow with it. You're going to expand your life. You're going to grow your life because you're more in your true authentic self. And this is your individuality, the you, how you want to do things. And not independence at the expense of others, but in the independence of, you know that you can stand on your own 2 feet. You know that you can look after yourself. You don't need others. They're nice to have around, and you like to be with others just simply because you like to be with them. The Nine of Pentacles makes me feel like if you're coming out of the hermit zone, you really know you can look after yourself. You really know that you have everything you need to succeed in every way of your life. This card also shows love of self. And naturally, when we love ourselves, we love others. The two just go hand in hand. Now, if you're going into the hermit mode in week 1 and learning to love yourself, then I'm not saying in week 3 you're going to get to this, but in week 3, I think, because you're going to start to discover how worthy you are, how you are enough, and you're going to start to embody this authentic you. You're probably not going to bring it out into the world, not just yet, because you've still got inner work to do, but you're going to see your value. And that is beautiful. When we see our value, when we see our worth, we become limitless, because potentials open up to us. And I think that's why the Fool is here. The Fool is here. It's that leap of faith. It's that you don't need all the baggages of the past. You're healing, or you've healed all that. Now, if you're coming out of the hermit mode in week 1, in week 4, or the energy will start to appear in week 4, because obviously I do the weekly cards to give us an idea of time frames, but they'll be different for everybody. But if you're coming out of the hermit mode, this is going to be a leap. You're actually going to get the opportunity in the 4th week or in September to actually start something new, and something that scared you before, or something that you found you couldn't do because you couldn't see how you would do it. You just didn't think you had the capability of doing it. And you're going to be doing it. You're going to take that leap of faith and go, well, look, I'm going to give it a go. And if you're going into the hermit phase, I think that this work is going to be done within the month. And I feel the Fool card here is to tell you this inner work for you is not going to last forever. So if you find yourself wanting to retreat a little bit from the outside world, and if you can, please, please do it. Because I really get the feeling by week 4 you'll be ready to come out of it, or by September you'll be ready to come out of it. So it's not going to be a long period, because you've got 4 major arcana out of 5 cards. And for me, when we have a lot of major arcana that show up, it shows me that the universe has got this. Of course, you've still got your own freedom, but the universe is fully guiding this. The universe is walking this with you. And they might not even be walking with you, they might actually be carrying you. So this is something that's going to come about very quickly. And I love how the limiting beliefs card is here, because when we do our inner work, this is one thing that we generally work through so quickly. And the card says, this situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Yes, if you're going into the hermit mode, this is what you're going to be looking at, because we can't see our true power. We can't love ourselves completely when we're dragging around limiting beliefs. They're opposite. They don't go hand in hand. And if you're coming out of the hermit mode to take the fool's journey, to take that leap of faith, you've got to pack light. You can't drag that suitcase of baggage behind you. You've got to let it all go. And Gemini, you've got this. You know this. You know this completely. I don't even feel like it's going to be hard. I feel like once you see it, it's just going to flow, and you just won't hold on to it, because you can see at what point it has held you back. And the horse spirit here is saying freedom is yours. Freedom, the Fool, that leap of faith. When we don't feel free, when we chain ourselves up with all our doubts and our insecurities, we're not free to take a leap of faith. We can't even if we wanted to take a leap of faith, we wouldn't even be able to see where to leap. We just can't see. And with the horse spirit as well, I see speed. There's no other card here that shows speed, but with the horse spirit especially, I feel like I can see movement. You know, its mane is, out, and I just find that this is going to move fast, because some people can stay in this energy for a year, for more than a year. And I feel within a month, you're just going to understand yourself and be in such a different place than when you first started the month of August. And we've got positivity to finish the reading. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. And I don't feel that you're going to be in any hard situations, Gemini. But I feel that when you stop buying into these limiting beliefs, when you, little by little, you unpack your baggage and you throw those aside, give them to the universe, let the universe take them from you, there is just going to be so much positivity. I'm sorry, I get tongue-tied sometimes, especially when I get excited. But there will be positivity, because you're seeing your worth, and you're just ready. You're just ready. Whatever this new thing is in your life, you are so ready. Gemini, such a beautiful reading for the month of August. Leave me comments below if this resonates, or if you know what this leap of faith is. I'd love to hear if you want to share. Take care. Have a beautiful month. I'll see you in the weekly readings or in next month's readings. Bye-bye, Gemini.